let's talk our talk. Africa boys in diaspora. Chinedwani GTV. Voice of the voiceless, yo. Chinedwani GTV. Make we talk our talk, yo. Chinedwani GTV. Nobody can talk our talk for us, yo. Chinedwani GTV. Africa's a rise. Time don't reach, yo. Make we talk our talk, oh. Oh yeah, everybody join the Chinedwani GTV. Not that it happen, no. Not that it selenge. We don't talk our mind, yo. As it be now, so we don't talk more. Mama, papa, brother, sister, even know the YouTube. Subscribe and follow Chinedwani GTV. Eba fukona potuno, eba fukona man. Now who be the voice of Africa in diaspora? Chinedwani GTV. Voice of Africa, where they show. Chinedwani GTV. Now where we go there? Chinedwani GTV. Gather your family, call everybody, yo. Chinedwani GTV. Prison what don't want to go bulegu.
Yes, so my people, how you doing? Good evening, good afternoon, good night. I don't know where you're watching Chinedwani TV from. Today, my people, this is Alana Hangout. And today we'll be hanging out with one of our big sisters in Atlanta, Georgia. And today we'll be hanging out with Kiara. Kiara R. Kiara is a big sister, and today we'll be talking about, he has experience about African men, especially Nigerian men. So today, Kiara will be talking about her experience with Nigerian men as a United States lady. She has different experiences and she wants to share it in this podcast. So, share live now. For those of you watching on YouTube, go straight and watch on YouTube. It's live on YouTube, it's live on Facebook, it's live on Instagram. So, Lady Kiara will be here today talking about her experience with Nigerian African men, especially Nigerian men. So, if you're here, get your popcorn, get your coffee ready, and Kiara is here for us to interact. So let me have the privilege, my people, on Atlanta Hangout today to invite to the show Miss Kiara. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Kiara. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, today you are welcome to Atlanta Hangout. And today, Atlanta Hangout is a show, a podcast by Chinedwani TV, the African voice in diaspora. Our
Oh,
motto is that we rise by lifting others. The purpose of this hangout is to give our Africans and non-Africans and our supporters a voice. Those things we cannot say in CNN, those things we cannot say in Fox News, those things we cannot say in other traditional medias and other big celebrity podcasts. So today, you have the voice, you have the privilege to say it here, and the whole world will hear you. So as we are interacting, I want you to have the concept that what we are saying here is live on YouTube, is live on Instagram, and is live on Facebook. So all Chinedwani TV. So you're welcome to the show.
thank you.
So for our audience, we have Miss Kiara today, and I will allow her to introduce herself. So for protocol purposes, please can you introduce yourself to our very esteemed audience?
Okay, I am Kiara. Let me say my whole name. I'm Kiara Rainey, live from Atlanta, Georgia. And thank you for the invitation and allowing me to have a voice on this subject because I have a lot to share.
Oh wow. So I know you have a lot to share the way you're going by it, and this is the place you can share it, and this is the best place to share it. Because as it concerns Africans, it concerns Nigerian men, I think once it is in this podcast, it has gotten the message has gotten to the people who need to hear it. So
Okay.
today, our topic is all about your experience with Nigerian men. That's what
Okay.
you told me. You told me you want to come and share it. So, first of all, what I want to ask you something. When I invited you to this show to share this thing, what was running in your mind? Like,
I wanted to prepare. Uh, I was a little like thrown back by it because I've never really was able to really speak to someone who was too interested in the subject because they've heard the horror stories themselves. So they are like, you're not telling me anything new. Oh, goodness. But it's nice to talk to someone who actually is, I can relate to, who can actually explain to me maybe where I went wrong, or let me know that the ones that I dealt with aren't a representation of the whole, of you guys as a whole. I don't
yes,
want to be that person. I try not to stereotype, but it's just each experience was kind of very similar. And I just really don't want to have a bad taste in my mouth for the Nigerian community. I really don't. I really don't. But it's now like when I found out you were Nigerian, it made me cringe. It did something.
yeah,
It just gave me this feeling like, and the more we talked, it's just like I was having flashbacks. Like, I'm just like, I don't have any good experience with the Nigerian whatsoever. Oh, goodness. But let me say, before I even met a Nigerian person live and live in color in the flesh, I would hear things like, Nigerians, like you guys are, you're very deep, you're spiritual, you like y'all really love God, you're really rooted, like you're really you all about your community, like y'all just overall good people. So when I first interacted with someone, most of the time it was like on the job. And in my field of work, everybody comes off the type of work I do. Everybody's compassionate, loving, whatever. So I figured, okay, these Nigerians that I meet on the job, same way. I even was more drawn to them because most of them, like people from just other African countries, period, they were shocked at how much I worked. They were like, "Oh goodness, you work like one of us," because I work day in, day out, and it's just like a lot of African people from African communities come here, and you guys just hustle, you just bustle, you want to you work, just trying to earn a decent living because you couldn't make that type of money back home. This is just what I hear. Um, so like a lot of them say that they respect me. They're like, wow, like just that was what really drew them to me. So I'm thinking that okay, well, I'm thinking that was a good reason why they came to me. But once I got they drawn in, oh, it was a whole nother story.
wow,
At first, it started off with the mutual respect of, like I said, that I was a hard working American woman working the way that I worked. And that's usually the case. I'm telling you, in every single situation, that was always the beginning. And then I'm like, wow, they respect me because, like, from what I see, these American men here, they don't respect a hard working woman because they expect us to do it because they know that they're going to leave us high and dry with a bunch of children and we going to have to fend for ourselves and our children. So they expect it. But the African community respects it. So I'm like, okay, wow. It just really, I like just hearing that. I heard that a lot from African men and women. But like I said, of course, this is about Nigerian men. So, it would be like some attraction. They, oh, this is a hardworking woman, whoa, do, whoa, do, whoa. And then they will even say, like, oh, American men are so horrible, the way they treat y'all. And then, from my personal experience, to be honest with you, the only difference that I see between a Nigerian man and an American man is the accent. Because for what I see, Nigerian men do the same as American men. I don't see any difference. This deep rooted religion goes out the window when it comes to uh like sex and a bunch of other things. When it like I can't name you one. And I'm not trying to say like I'm out here like messing, mingling, and sleeping with everybody in the Nigerian community, but the ones that I have dealt with, I can't name one that was a good person just all the way through. Like we still talk today, we still got a good friendship. Not one.
Well, I want to find out practically some of these Nigerian men you're talking about,
Hmm.
how did you meet them? Because how you met some people is very, very important because that is the way you met them. How did you meet them?
Like
And
I
where did
said
you meet them?
before, I met some just out in public. I met some just being in a Uber or Lyft. I've met some just working, mainly at work. Because, like I said, I work in healthcare, and to be honest with you, there are a lot of people of the African community that work in healthcare, that work in hospitals, that work in these facilities here. I want to say it's probably more of you guys that work there than we Americans. So, but yeah, I meet most of them at the workplace. Now, mind you, I know that's not a good place to. I keep hearing people like, "Don't date people you work with." So I get that, but when you thinking like, oh, African guy, like you're thinking like, oh, you're different. I don't have to worry about whatever reason they're telling me not to date people at the workplace. You're an African guy. You guys are just good guys. You know how to treat your woman. You respect your woman. So I don't have to worry about any of those problems people mention as far as dating somebody in the workplace. So yeah, I met most of them at work.
Okay. Now that's wonderful. So it's good you met them in the working place because what I was worried is that the way you met people has a lot to do with the way they behave and the way they handle you. Because
Mhm.
you understand me, the circumstances behind your meeting together has a lot to do with the way you're treated.
Mhm.
You see,
Mhm.
because if you met a guy in a club, you understand, if you just pick
Yeah,
a
I
guy
get
up
it.
in a club, you know what I mean. You met a guy
Yep.
in a club, and he feels that you're a club girl. So if you meet a guy in a hospital, like you said, and
Mhm.
he's you're a worker, so the way they treat the lady considered to be a hard-working lady is
Mhm.
different from the way they treat a lady that is just into clubbing. I'm not saying to club is bad, but what I mean is that when you're considered a club girl, you know what I mean by that.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's why I had to find out how they met you because it's very, very important. So
Mhm.
but with your answers, it shows that they met you at a working place, and that is, I expect them to treat you like a hard working woman. So, but can you share this experience? Like, be more practical about what you experienced so that it will not just look as if we are saying something on a periphery. So what are the behaviors that you experienced that because you remember how we met before I invited you to this show is because I carried you on Uber. I was on
Mhm.
Uber and I picked you up as a rider and
Mhm.
you asked me where I come from. I told you I'm from Nigeria. And you say, wow, you were so disappointed. You were like, should I get out of this car or something?
And you didn't see me at the time, but I was rolling my eyes. I'm like, oh
So,
God.
and I said,
Yeah.
and I was surprised. I said, what happened to you? Why are you talking to Nigerian men like that? I took time to ask you. I said, I have a podcast. Can we share it? You say, yeah, you all know it. And here you are today. So What are those practical experiences you heard from Nigerian men that is making you behave like this?
Okay, so one thing that I've heard and I've seen for myself actually is Nigerian men take care of their women. You take care of your Nigerian women. I see it seems as though Nigerian men see that we American women work hard because we're used to it. We're used to it. So we don't need the help. We need to be out there working two, three jobs to make it, to take care of home and whatever. But when it comes to their own women, oh, they're gonna make sure their women are okay, taken care of, stress free, bills paid. But when it comes to the American women, like I said, these men that respect my hustle and what I do, it's because that means it's less work for them to do. They definitely honor their own women. Nigerian men honor and love and respect their own women. They'll claim to respect women. They respect us in different ways. Meaning, like they say, they're gonna let us work like a dog. We're gonna work two and three jobs. We're gonna be tired, whatever. That they respect that because if they do ever get involved with us, that's less they gotta do. If they want to date us, they don't have to worry about having to pitch in on a bill or something like that because they're like, you guys are used to doing it on your own. So yeah, but I'm saying if you're a Nigerian woman, they're gonna take care of business. They're gonna make sure you okay. And that's the experience that I've had. I'll start dating a Nigerian guy. I'm gonna speak on a specific experience. I met a Nigerian guy at work. We started dating, started dealing with each other. He saw that I was working hard. I was always at work. That so he realized like, oh, so she ain't really got time to be going on dates. So I have to be spending money on flowers and taking her here and there and just making her feel like the woman she deserves to be treated as. So we got involved and oh goodness, it was just a bunch of uh the stereotypes started to come out. Like when we would be like even intimate, he would like stop and be like, "Well, I heard you American women do A, B, and C," and I'm like, "Wow, okay." But he felt like he wanted A, B, and C, but he didn't want to. Like I said, I'm not looking for help or a handout because I could take care of myself. But he just made it too obvious, like just the stereotypes, like I said about Nigerian men. So anyway, make a long story short, he ended up getting me pregnant, and he was embarrassed. He actually told me to my face he was embarrassed because his family wants him. He said in Nigerian culture, they would prefer you to impregnate somebody who's of y'all culture. You shouldn't be getting no American woman pregnant just because, like I say, I guess the stereotypes about us, about we're easy, we're this, we're that, whatever. He was appalled that he got me pregnant. Like I said, he was embarrassed and he just wanted me to get rid of the pregnancy. He was a ball of nerves. He was upset. Had anxiety. He just wanted me to get rid of it because it was embarrassing to his people. And he's like, then in the church and his family, everybody's gonna be embarrassed that he's not married to this American woman. To this Nigerian woman. It's an American instead. And it was just horrible. It was horrible. And then after that, uh, I'm not trying to say he did what he want me. Like I said, he wanted me to get rid of it, but naturally it happened. It ended up being an ectopic pregnancy, so it was not like I ended up not having a baby. But once that was done, he was happy, whatever. And to be honest with you, he kind of got on, and I ain't really heard from him since. Uh, that just really did it for me. That did it for me. I'm like this Nigerian guy. He went to church all the time. He told me he was in church every was it Friday he went. It was no Saturday. Every Saturday in church. Just this an upstanding Nigerian guy. So for him to do that to me, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Okay, I want to, he's always telling you he's on the church or he was in the church, according to you.
Yes.
So now, did you put on anything?
Huh?
Is there any noise in the background?
I was just, I'm a little hot, but let me turn it off.
Okay. So,
Okay.
so what I'm trying to say is this: that the guy is going to church.
Hmm.
It doesn't stop him from the church didn't stop him from sleeping with you. But the church wants to stop him from having pregnancy for you.
Hmm.
Hello, Colin. How you doing? I didn't say. All right. People are calling in now. So what I want you to explain to us is, do you believe that he was really a spiritual guy, or he was just in the church? Because if he really a spiritual guy or a born again, first of all, he don't supposed to sleep with a woman he wouldn't want to get pregnant. So I think both of you were not born again. So what do you think about that?
You're right. You're right. I agree with you. I agree with you.
That girl
But
will
like
not.
I said, but he was the type that he talked really bad about American men and about how they, like I said, make babies everywhere and don't take care of them and this that, and the third. And just American men are horrible. They want a woman to take care of them and all that. How are you different from an American man? How you carry on, like I said, you got me pregnant, you were like you just imagine if I had that child. Like, I can't even imagine how it would have been. I feel like he would have turned his back on me, disappeared, and I would have never seen it or heard from him again, because he was just scared. He was terrified of his family or anyone ever finding out.
So why do you think he was terrified? What was he afraid of?
First of all, because we weren't married, and secondly, because I'm an American woman. He said that most Nigerian men, like they came here. That you want to just stay true to like Nigerian roots. Like, I want to be married to a Nigerian woman, have my children with a Nigerian woman, take care of my Nigerian woman, and my Nigerian woman take care of home. We don't have to worry about them being mouthy like American women. I heard that today, even before I even knew that I was gonna be on here. Someone was telling me like, "Oh, African men feel like you American women are mouthy. We talk too much. I guess because we don't just take anything or accept anything. So because we voice our opinions and whatever, they say African men, they don't want to come home from work and hear an American woman blah 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 blah, and they say African women don't do that. They
Okay,
want to
but
make sure they want to make sure y'all eat good, make sure you're okay, and all of that. They don't want to hear our mouths. They don't want to hear a woman talking back and having all these, just having a voice.
okay, but were you doing all that? Were you like doing that, knowing that this is what American, this is what they want? You know, you see, in my, hold on,
I
hold
was
on,
doing.
1 minute, Kiara. If you know that these people, this is what they love, this is what they like. First of all, you applaud Nigerian men, even though you are sectional. You said Nigerian men know how to take care of women, but not all women, but their own women. There's
Mhm.
reason why they are taking care of that their women. Because that their women give them peace when they come back. That their women tolerate certain things and give them opportunity to lead. You know, this sense of independence that you do a lot in America, that is why you see some of this thing. And maybe you were demonstrating all those, and the man was threatened. Because in Africa, a woman who should give you peace. When you have trouble at work, when you have challenges at work, you come home, you don't start war afresh. You need to come home and put your head down, and somebody will welcome you. give you food, just like you're saying that Nigerian women are doing. So if you really valued that relationship, why didn't you emulate some of the Nigerian women attitude so that they will take care of you the way they were taking care of the Nigerian women? What do you think?
Oh, I did. See, this is the issue that I have. I was actually the good woman. I was the one who, like, let's just say I'm at work and I knew I was working with my Nigerian counterpart. I'm ordering him lunch. I'm getting him something to eat. Why? Because I see him working hard and running around the place. Even though I feel like I'm the woman, he should be doing that for me. For the most part, I was the one doing it. I was the one, and he was so shocked, like, wow, I never really I would have never thought an American woman would like treat me like this. Wow, treat him like a king. And I would be told, like, I'm just such this good woman and all of that. But really, when you get down to the root of it, I was never treated as such for real. Like I said, with the pregnancy, the way that one acted, he got lost. If I ever came up short on something, like let's just say I needed help on a bill or something, oh, they're like, oh, you've been taking care of me and you've been working hard and now you need help. Oh, I'm gone. Yeah, I definitely was that woman. I definitely like was that African woman. That one, like I said, I didn't talk back a lot. There was not a bunch of arguing. I really catered to these African men, Nigerian men, and now single, no man.
Oh, this you see your experience. You said it was not one man. You said because you couldn't come to this conclusion from just experience of one man. So you said you met several Nigerians, and they are almost the same thing. So how come you met several Nigerians? What were you doing? This one had problem. You moved to another one, or were you
Oh,
did you
oh,
continue to
hold on. Don't
try
make
out?
it seem like I was hopping like
No,
that
no,
now.
no, no, no,
No.
no, no. I'm not accusing you of that. I'm just trying to say, were you just trying to know if really it was a single experience or this is what Nigerians do? You were trying out many people to find out if they really the same or not.
Right. I was giving them the benefit of the doubt because at the end of the day, there were certain things like let's just say I met this Nigerian guy, it was still certain things that I saw with how they interacted with their family and stuff that I really appreciated and could respect. So I'm like, okay, so that's what made me try. Like, okay, that situation didn't work out for whatever reason. So then I talked to like just so happened to be dealing with another one. It's like I see certain attributes that I can appreciate and respect in Nigerian men, but like I said, at the end of the day, I don't see this big difference. Like I said, like I said, well, we've been conditioned to think that like Nigerian men come here, they're gonna just take care of us and love on us and just be like this strong, just and like I said, just deep rooted in religion and just whatever morals, ethics, whatever that was instilled in them, you're gonna come here and you can incorporate it with anybody, American or African woman. But like I said, with my experience, if anything, most of the Nigerian men I dealt with actually took advantage of me, took advantage of my kindness. Didn't It was too good to be true that I was this American woman like I was. So they dogged me out, each and every last one of them. I was taken advantage of. Like it was horrible. It was horrible. And you'll be like, what were you doing? Where did you go wrong? Or where I went wrong was I kept dating them. But this last one did it for me, honey. No more. I rather stick with something I know. At least I know American men. I
Mm.
already know what they about. Y'all were mysterious at first. Now I'll stick with what I know.
Okay. Now, I want to ask you something. So people are already reacting. I want to be showing you some of the things on the screen. He said, most advanced ladies abroad, my advice to you is make sure the guy likes you from the onset. Make sure he's okay on you on your look, age, size. Don't just fall for it because you're desperate for a guy. Don't play
Oh, that,
smart.
oh, that too. Oh, please. Even when
Hold
I
on,
would be
hold on, hold on,
self-conscious.
hold on, hold
Oh,
on. Let me finish
okay,
reading what it says. It's his opinion. You will react to that. Don't play smart just for pregnancy. You might regret it. Then the second person says, you probably met the wrong guy who doesn't love you for you. The picture you are painting about Nigerian guys aren't the truth. So the other person says, it,
okay.
it all depends. So what's your reaction to this? What these people are saying?
First of all, most of the time, let's talk appearance wise. First of all, of course, I'm a big woman, and I would hear like, "Oh, African men, oh, they love y'all, oh, they whatever," and of course, they loved it. They loved it, but not enough to act right. Like when I tell you, like, I hate to say it, but I'm the perfect woman for an African man, or at least what they claim they looking for. I feel like African men don't even know what they want. You really don't know what you want. Because, like I said, this I feel like I'm a beautiful, voluptuous woman. I work hard. I'm not the mouthy one. I don't pop off. I don't come with a bunch of drama. I love hard. Like, what's the issue? I don't get it. I don't get it. And whoever says something about like, oh, Nigerian men. Okay, how about this? Let's even do this much. I've even met Nigerian men online. Some that are even still in Nigeria that they get to know me and we talking for a long time. And guess what they end up asking me? Do you think that you could send me some money? You mind sending me a few dollars? And I'm like, as hard as I work, every time we talk, you see that I'm at work. Yeah, and you hear how miserable I am that I have to work like a dog to pay bills here because stuff in America is high. Y'all know that. Everything is expensive. You see how hard I work here. But something in you said, let me ask this American woman for some money. So, um, African men online, African men here in person, same experience, same experiences. I just want somebody, I just want one to show me different. One that's into me that they want something good. They claim they want something good. I'm something good. Show me different from the past experiences. I'm waiting. Swear up and down in Noble. Oh, I'm going to church every Sunday. I'm doing this, that, and the third. I'm a family man. Just horrible, horrible. Want
Okay,
to
now.
deal with an American woman because, like I said, our so-called reputation is we easy. We easy. We take care. We can take care of ourselves, and then they can have sex with us. The wild sex that they see on TV and all this other stuff. That's what American women are good for to a lot of African men.
So what of have you not seen other American women that are enjoying Nigerian men?
I do, but it's far and few in between. And I hear the stories. They'll be like, "Oh, oh goodness, I definitely have friends that enjoyed Nigerian men. Oh, he's willing to pay this, but he want to control me. He wants to control me. Now that's one thing that's not gonna happen with Kiara. That's one thing you're not gonna do is control me. And they say you could get an African man to do this, this, and this, but they gotta control you. They gotta know where you're going. They gotta know whatever. That's not gonna happen. That's not.
Okay, so this is where the case lies, and it's better we bring it out now. You see, the African traditional values and what we believe in from Africa is that the man is the head of the house. The
Okay.
man is the head of the household. So, and a lot of things you see as a man's role and duties in the family is misinterpreted in America to mean control. That is not control. If your husband tells you, like you just mentioned, he wants to know where you're going, a husband should know where his wife is going because his wife is him. They said the two are one. The other part of me cannot travel to Missouri to St. Louis. Why I'm in Atlanta, I have to find out why my hand wants to go to Atlanta. So they say the two are one. So your husband should be able to know where you're going and know what you're doing. It's not control. That's a responsibility of a husband. But it is misinterpreted in American soil to mean control.
But
See,
here's the thing: they're only dating.
wait,
They're
wait,
only dating.
I'm coming, Kiara. You see, if somebody loves you and cares for you, that's the only person who wants to know where you're going. This is what American women have not understood. Is somebody who values you, who loves you, that wants to know where you're going. It's like jealousy. It's like, this is my thing. And the role of a man is protection. Let me protect my thing. Let me raise emotional hedge of fire around it to protect it so that people don't devour what I have. So if your man don't care about where you go, when you go out, when you come back, where you go, people you hang out with, that man don't love you. He doesn't love you. So those things you interpret as control is an African man showing love, showing protection, showing responsibility. It is not control. It's not control at all. We know what control is. When even you have your opinions and maybe there's something they are doing in the family, you have your own opinions and the man don't want you to talk. The man don't want you to contribute. The man don't even want you to go to work. No, that's negative and we all condemn it. But not when you dress up, put your perfume, come with a cat, walk across your husband and get into the car and jet off. Where are you going? Where are you going? Very, very important. I do it. I ask my wife where you're going. Where are you going, baby? You dress like this. Where are you going? Who you want to see? Yeah, it's all control.
Okay.
It's not about okay, but those
Oh,
things are bad.
you told me. You told me then.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
telling you because a lot of maybe those guys were not patient enough to tell you, or they were not mature enough to handle the situation and let you know. Some of these things, these are cultural conflicts. We are coming from different and diverse cultural backgrounds. You understand? Different orientations, which has, ecological influence and the environment that has shaped our behaviors. So you don't expect an African woman to behave like an American woman, or expect an American woman to behave like an African woman. So it takes responsibility. Um, it takes patience. It takes intelligence and wisdom to let her know that these excesses should be curbed for the sake of marriage. You see, one of the things that the mistake we make is that people don't prepare for marriage. They prepare for wedding. They prepare for other things because marriage is a responsibility. It's a responsibility, and every responsibility requires sacrifice. So your ego should come down if you are married. If you're not ready to be under a man, if you're not ready to answer questions, you remain single. Simple. Because you should answer your husband when you ask questions. It goes across every cultural affiliation. It goes across every even constitution permits that you should answer your husband.
Okay.
So that's the problem. You might be thinking those guys are afraid. You might not be the loud-mouthed kind of person, but the way you said this thing shows me now. You said if you are controlling, not with me, the way you are even saying it on this show shows how tenaciously you have heard on that kind of thing. And African men are afraid when they see a woman that doesn't believe that a man should lead. They are scared because that's not the way they are brought up. They are scared. So eventually you should be, maybe they are scared of you. And
But
that's
that's
why
okay.
you are mad.
Hold on. But they not scared enough to not get in bed with us though. You scared to
No, but
that don't scare you though. You still want us to open our legs, but you scared. We
yeah,
scared you. We
yeah,
scared you. Okay.
about opening legs. Let me tell you about opening legs. Nature. has no conscience.
You know what? You said a lot right there.
Nature has no conscience.
Wow.
When you open the legs, the man will jump in. But when he comes down, he will begin to rationalize. So that's when the thinking starts. Thinking doesn't start when the legs are open. So 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 that's not when you judge a man how he thinks. Because at that point, he can do anything, he can promise anything. Yeah, but it's true. Nature has no conscience. That's why let me give you an example now. If a leopard sees maybe a day old goat or this, it's going to eat it. You know why? Because nature made leopards or lions to eat flesh. Do you understand? So it's not
Uh-huh.
going to say because it's a day old goat or a day old ram, I will not eat it. I will allow it to go. No, you will eat it. That's how it is. When you open your legs and an African man is there with the kind of energy we have, he will jump in. Yes. So after jumping in, you can talk about other things. So the jumping in is not where they talk about how to handle or how to go into serious relationship. That's why people can sleep with people they don't even love. People can have one night stand and crush. You know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those things does not determine who will stay and who will go. So from our discussion now, you can see that you yourself, if it's true that um, some Nigerian men have hurt you, uh, you too, you had some mistakes because the kind of agitation you're doing, the kind of what we call women emancipation tendency you are showing here must have scared those guys.
Okay, and let me be fair. There's another little factor that I noticed across the board with Nigerian men when it comes to me specifically, and other black women might have this issue. So I already have children.
Mhm.
So they want to know, they like another American men don't ask the questions that I noticed Nigerian men asked me when we first started dating. They want to know how many you got, where's the dad. They automatically assume everybody has the same dad, and nowadays, that's not the case. But they want to know how many fathers there is, and I'm thinking to myself, and then that's when I start getting mad because I'm like, how about this? I have children. I didn't ask you to take care of none of them. I got that. So date me. Worry about what's going on here. But I'm telling you, every single African guy I have ever dated, they want, like I said, it starts off like an interview. Like they want to know, like, okay, so where's your husband? How many? Like I said, they want to know how many kids I got. Like, wow, do he help you do this? But I'm saying when it comes to an American man, I mean, those questions don't come up like that. They don't. They date you, then eventually they see that you got kids, and they be like, oh, okay. Then they if they want to get involved, they do. If they don't, they do. They run for the hills. But like I said, with African men, and it's like, and then I'm afraid because if I'm afraid I get the wrong response to the wrong question. Like if I say no, my kids don't have the same father. I feel like they're gonna be like, oh no, no, and that's usually that be the response. And the guy who left, who didn't want to have nothing to do with me, when he found out I was pregnant, he mentioned the fact that, oh, it's probably, he was like, my parents wouldn't want me as a Nigerian man to be attached to an American woman who like isn't married to the father of her kids or have the same father for my kids or whatever. And I'm like, wow, okay. So yeah, that's another issue. That that's the thing. Like I said, when they start asking questions like that, and I'm thinking to myself, are you asking it? Do you want to help or something? Do you think I'm expecting you to help? If like, because that's not the issue. I will hope that eventually down the line, if you love me, you will love my kids, but I'm not looking for you to like help like that per se. But I'll tell you, every African man that I've ever dated, that question, that usually be like the first conversation. And I'm like, dang, you want to know about like me first, and then but they go into the kids, and then it's almost like, oh, okay, and then it seems like the kids are a turn off, they'll end up dating, go on a couple dates, lay down with me, and then slowly but surely it's like, because they looking at it like, oh, you got these kids, you ain't married, you ain't been married, so that's what you do. You easy, like they say American women are. So let me try to get what I can get then. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Somebody wants to join. Edmond on Instagram says he wants to. Just Chinedu Anichi TV. Go to Edmond Junior underscore 56 Chinedu Anichi TV. Just go to Chinedu Anichi TV and you are going to see the link. Then use the link and join and let's hear what you want to say. Um, from Instagram and for those of you on Facebook, you can see I've already sent the link, and those on YouTube, the link is there. So if you want to join, you can join, and let's see what you want to contribute. So let's come to this issue of you have children, and in Africa, naturally, we don't take care of other people's children. I said
Oh, really? Okay.
yes. Traditionally, people's children should be with their father.
Okay, well, that's not the case in
Yes.
a lot of the
So,
case in
so
America.
but when we are here, we have seen that it is not a problem here. I want to tell you the truth. It is a problem in Africa. It's a problem traditionally in Africa. But here is not a problem. It's a normal thing. When you ask a say, I have some kids, it doesn't change anything. But in Africa, let me tell you the truth in Africa. If you have kids already with some other man, before you have another husband, it will be difficult. Because the truth is that from the understanding of the Africans, you know, baby mamas cannot forget the father of their kids. Some of them that were their first love. The impression is they still there, you know. So circumstances can make them not to stay together, but come on, you don't forget the father of your kids. So and an African man would not want to stay in a place that is not 100% safe. He feels that that man still has influence in the family. That's the truth. What I'm saying is,
You're
you
right.
might not understand it, but I'm saying it's raw how the African man feels about it. This is how
Mhm.
African men feel about marriage. We don't want to come to the house and we have different children from different fathers in one family. Do you understand? It happens. It is
Oh,
now that we started talking about.
y'all
Now
like
that
to judge people and not understand their circumstances.
yes.
You do realize what I just said, right? You like to judge people and not really get to know their circumstances.
No, 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 no. It's not. I'm telling you how we feel in Africa. I'm not telling you what is obtainable here for you people. So, and
Okay.
that's why even in Africa, divorce is not easy. People, just like it is easy here. It is easy here because you can always move. Even if you have kids with another man, you divorce him, you can always get another husband who don't care about the other husband, your ex. He cares. He can even take the children, care for the children, and get his own children through you.
Hmm.
1 minute. So, so what's your advice to women who want to date Nigerian men who have a good experience, unlike yours? What's your own advice?
Don't do it. I'm sorry. From my experience, I would say don't do it. But if you do, just proceed with caution. Make sure, let them prove themselves the way that they want to interview us and want to know us inside and out. You interview them and you wait for them to show and prove everything that they say. Since they supposedly be deep, see if they go how deep they gonna be with you. They so called love hard. See how hard they gonna love you. Now these are the mistakes that I made. That's it really. Like I said, just give them a chance to prove themselves. Yep. That's it really. I would say run, but there are some American women who have married and good Nigerian guys. I don't want to say all Nigerian men are bad because I don't know every Nigerian man. It's just the ones that I've come across in my situation.
I'm even trying to say that it is some of these things you pointed out that is making those Nigerian men look bad. So because I told you, so cultural conflicts resolve is not easily resolved. It takes a very mature person to take some decisions for himself. So like the guy that is telling you, my people at home, my this one at home, and this one at home, you know, so he's not yet mature because it's not people at home that will determine. It's not the people at home that will determine what the decisions he's taking in his relationship. Do you understand me? And eventually, that person has challenges. He has challenges. He's not independent. He's not completely free, and I wouldn't want to involve himself in an American woman's issue. He's not free.
Okay. But yeah, so and then, I mean, I hate to say this, but there's a reason why even American men, if they find out I will talk to an African guy, or let's just say I'm on the phone with one and they can hear the accent through the phone and I hang up, they're gonna be like, y'all gonna get enough of messing with them African men. You gonna learn. You gonna learn. I have female friends who like, please stop dealing with African men. Like, why do you keep dealing with African men? Like, why? You ain't learned your lesson? They're like, I'm telling you, they're not good people. Like, why? Why do you keep doing it? Like, people, I'm telling you,
But
like,
but but, but what I want to ask you something. Like all those men you dated and even they got you pregnant, were they 100% bad? Where can you say that African men have strength? Is there anywhere you respect them at all?
I told you I like how they are with their family. They worried about sticking to this like family code. Like, they always gonna take. First of all, the family is first. They like are deep rooted in their family. Like, you gonna stick close to your roots. First of all, like most of the African men that I've dealt with are building a house back home, so that family that stay there can live there, and when they retire they gonna go there themselves. They're always sending money back home. There are some African men who have gotten in conflict with American women, because American women are like, we need help here and you sending money back home. I say I admire that. Like, y'all stick true to your family no matter what. No matter what, it's gonna be your family first. And then, I hate to say, then this American stuff second. But you're gonna take care of home first. So that I admire. I'll say that much. But like I said, they'll take out of people mouths here to send back home to take care, to bury mom, bury dad, take care, to put food in everybody's mouth. They're gonna send money back home no matter what. So that's cool. I like that they really like love. They have like strong love for their families. But other than that, as far as like the dating wise, even friendship wise, like even me befriending like people from Nigeria, like Nigerians know on the job, they always look out for one another. Well, if it comes to an American, now they're gonna look out for each other. They're gonna stick together. Yeah. So that's I admire that about African culture for real. But They're gonna stab an American in the back to keep this African friend who came from the same village or something like that. So, like I said, you guys are very deep rooted. You are loyal to your country, to your culture. You are loyal. That, yeah, I give you props for that.
I'm happy that you still have something you love about Nigerian men. So, but those ones you
But
dated,
that don't do nothing for me though. But I admire it.
okay. What of one of the most important thing that a woman values is a man being able to be okay on bed. So, what do you think about Nigerian men performance when it comes to bedtime?
When it comes to what?
Bedtime. Bed, B-E-D, bed, where
Hold
you
on.
sleep.
What are we talking about? You talking about sex?
No, I don't want to use that language in my podcast. I just want to use a more
You
civilized
want
way.
my opinion on that though. I ain't gonna lie, y'all can put it down. I can't fault it. Hey,
You can for
I'm gonna give you that. That's probably what done kept me stupid for y'all for so long. I ain't got no arguments. I know. I don't know if y'all read from the same book, but honey, y'all know what you're doing.
okay. So because some of these things, one of the some we have to say the place will have strength. We don't just have to say I did this one, because for you to be able, even with these things you have mentioned, for you to be able to put a guy down until he got you pregnant, that means that man must be good. That man must be good.
Yeah, y'all. Yeah, you said to talk about y'all strengths. Y'all real strong in that area. Very strong.
And don't you think it's important too?
Yeah, so and I hate that because I feel like sometimes that's part of the reason why I'm like, oh gosh, he made me sick. But I'm like, well, he could do this so well. So I'm like, okay. But yeah, that's my fault. That's my fault. That's not Nigeria, man. That's my fault.
Okay, that's good. I'm happy you were on this show and you really came out the way it is. And my joy is that you summarized it by saying what you're saying is your experience and your opinion. That you're not talking about the Nigerian family because you just met people who were not yet mature
Mhm.
to
Yep.
to take responsibilities and handle issues. Because for somebody to start dating you until you get you pregnant, you should be able to know that you have kids before that, and you cannot just like you said, you cannot climb on top of the kid bearers and you don't want to look at the kids. So it's not okay. So if you should be able to love a woman, should love a woman totally with whatever she has. So both the kids and whatever. So that's the very mature and more civilized and responsible way of approaching relationship. But that is not easy for an African man. But for you to come to America, you should be able to blend. If you want to go for a woman who has kids, you know what is obtainable here. You should be able to take care of the person's kids straight away because she's not going to throw away her kids just to stay with you. So it's not possible. So, but my happiness is that you said um, there are friends of yours who have very good Nigerian men as in their relationship. So we are good. You just mentioned we are good on the bed. We're good on some other area like family bond and taking care of our family, sending money home. And you also said we work hard. So these are very three important things. Other ones they are also important, but I think for Nigerian men who are listening to me, who are lacking in this side, she said, please, please do well to augment, do well to to come up a bit. And for those of us who are doing the other side, that they said is our strength, keep doing it. Keep doing it. So, if the finally, I want to ask you something before we go. If there is anything you're missing about Nigerian men, what are those things?
Missing as far as what?
Like something that you are, today if you say, ah, I wish I have this guy. This is what he was doing that's so good for me. Now that he's not there, I can't find it. So,
Oh goodness.
so there's nothing you say like, this guy. There's not, I don't know how the language I'll use, but in Africa, we say, what are you missing? Like, what are those things you're missing? What are those good times or good things he's doing that's no more available since he has left? And you feel like, I wish he's here. Those things will come up.
Dealt with one who, if he saw me like needing something, he was like send a cash app. There was no issue with it. He was the only one, but he also had some of the other issues that I mentioned. But the bed part and the being like just attentive to wherever I needed help. And actually asking about my kids, like he would be like, "So how are your kids?" And remembering what I was saying about my children, he can recall like, "Oh, I remember when you told me this about this one. Does he still play football? Does he still do this?" So he was attentive and just really about my family. And I'd be like, wow, like I ain't never met a guy who could recall me telling them any of this about my kids. And you're asking me questions and inquiring about my kids. So, I mean, he was an okay guy. But like I said, he's still, at the end of the day, the whole respect thing wasn't there. He would swear up or down he respected me, but whenever I would have a voice, like I said, how Africans don't like when women start to, he wasn't there for that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, he was
So,
somewhat a good guy. That's all.
yeah. So,
He, he's the only one.
okay. That's good. Okay. Thank you, Kiara, for coming to the show. And how do you feel saying all this out?
I feel better that I got it off my chest, but as I'm hearing myself talk, I'm definitely can realize I need to take some accountability for how I moved in these relationships. Like when I seen red flags, I should have left instead of trying to, And because I was like, but he's an African man. He's an African man. And they said that he's like so much better. I would give them more chances to keep doing me wrong. Cause I'm like, he's eventually going to get it right because he's an African guy. And African guys are just these noble guys, this, and this. I saw the red flags. I should have left. But I stayed in the situations too long, and now I have all this to say. But I need to take some accountability. You know,
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate. And what with what the little experience you have now about this platform, what will you tell the world about this show?
I'm glad you gave me the platform to say all that I have to say, and I didn't have to worry about and watch what I was saying. When I started on certain things, you weren't like, cut, cut, cut. We're not going to talk about that. I just felt like I'm glad I had, like, just freedom to speak from my heart, to speak from my mind, even though I felt like I was kind of off subject a little bit with certain things. You just seem very understanding and you flow right with it. Like, okay, she sound off subject. I'm gonna go off subject with her. Let's go. So you were a cool host as well.
Okay. So, what will you tell our fans and your own fans about the platform?
Um, I will hope that in the future, certain subjects you speak on that I can invite somebody to the platform, like let them talk to you directly, so maybe they could get something off their chest. It's a lot of people that want to say something and just like you said, don't have the platform to do it. Like they are just like, I mean, they just have Facebook. They feel like they don't, and then you get little feedback on Facebook, whereas you have different platforms. You said just on YouTube and this, that, and the third, and you can just get out what you say to more people, and then it's a lot more people going through what you're going through that you can relate to, and they can help you and you can help them. And it's nice to have this so they can feel like they're not alone. Somebody, like I said, is going through the same thing. It's something about feeling like that you aren't the only one experience what you're experiencing. Somebody like you who's knowledgeable and can just bring certain things to the light, just another perspective. And just you're not always thinking of your oneness the one way you think of something. Like the stuff you said, you opened my eyes. So I'm like, dang, okay, maybe, I want to say maybe there are a couple of good Nigerians left, maybe a few, just for talking to you in this conversation. And maybe I'm looking at it all wrong.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the essence of what we're doing, and I think that was okay. Thank you for showing up. Thank you. Just tell your friends about our our show. Tell them
Uh-huh.
we call, especially this Atlanta Hangout. We can always hang out. We call it a hangout. In Hangout, when you hang out, you say things the way they are. You know, so there are no official way of presenting it so that it will look uh, um, sweet and sugar coated. So this is a reality show. So that's why we
Oh,
call
and
it.
I will be back to if I'm allowed, I would love to hang out with you and talk about some other stuff.
So we can hang about talking about many other things. You just shared your experience. We have other things we can talk about. So just come up, bring your friends, tell them to watch, follow us. Anytime you see even another guest, you have already know how to request. You can also come when another guest is here to contribute. And
Okay.
this show can take up to 12 guests at the same time.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. So, say hi to once more to our audience, and we draw the curtain for the day.
You guys have a wonderful night, evening, morning, wherever you watch it from. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye. Good
Yeah.
night.
Thank you. Thank you. See ya. Hello, my people. You have seen how the Atlanta Hangout went this night. We had Miss Kiara, who, according to her, had some very, very, very bad experience of a Nigerian guys in her relationship. But with the interaction, she has discovered that herself, she has her own issues that might not resonate with the African guys that met her, and that could be reasons for what happened. And she realized that there are places she also contributed to what happened. So, and she appreciated this interaction. We also thank him and thank every other person. Those of you who are watching on Instagram, those who are watching YouTube, and those of you who will watch after now, we thank you. Remember, Atlanta Hangout has come to stay, and we bring to you back to back raw contents. God bless you.
Let's talk about talk. Africa boys in diaspora. Chinebani GTV. Voice of the voiceless, yo. Chinebani GTV. Make we talk our talk, yo. Chinebani GTV. Nobody can talk our talk for us, yo. Chinebani GTV. Africa.